Now, what I want to do now is move towards the workplace, and I want to shift us to Japan and some of the experiences you had there. I would say, as beautiful as Japan is, there is still an element of misogyny in the country. So it's a male-dominated country. There are strong female leaders there, but they are usually the exception, not the rule. And here you are as, first of all, you're a foreigner. Secondly, you're a woman. And the takeaway I took from the story is, at least initially, they didn't want you there. So how did that feel, and how did you work through that to the point where it turns into a great story? But how did you deal with those initial months where pretty much you were not welcome?
Actually, Mick, that chapter 9 in my book, which was entitled She Won't Last Long, was the most painful chapter that I wrote. I really cried after writing it, because as I relived the moment of having that resentment, having that feeling of isolation, or to your point, you're not wanted here, you don't belong here, you're an alien, so you don't belong here, right? So it was very challenging for me. For my motivation is the fact that I believe that we have value in this world wherever we are. It is how we make use of a certain opportunity to our advantage and be driven by what we wanted to do in the first place. So, for example, my motivator there in Japan is, I know there are young individuals, young talents, young females who would really want to be trained, to be coached by somebody like me, because I have a certain perspective, given the fact that I was actually educated in Japan as well. So before the corporate life, I was in Japan for a little over 8 years. So I knew the environment, I know the perception, I have some cultural understanding of what they are really thinking. And then secondly is, as a physician, my dedication is to patients wherever they are in this world, regardless of their nationality, regardless of their country of origin. So that feeling of resentment, that feeling of you're not needed here, you're an outsider, and all those things. And they made me realize it every now and then. You know, when people talk behind your back, they didn't know I speak the language. They didn't know I understood everything that they said. So basically, that lingered continuously the entire time. And one could argue, as an expat, you are only given an assignment like usually 3 years, right? And then after 3 years, you're given another assignment to another country. So for me, okay, they said, oh, she won't last long. She won't last more than 3 years. You know, we shouldn't care why she is here. She will leave anyway. So what happened was, I stayed longer than 3 years, which one could say, or others may say, are you crazy? Are you even a masochist? Why do you want to subject yourself to continuous resentment or continuous isolation? At the end of the day, I sense that most of them actually benefited and liked my stay. So for example, I was able to encourage more women to consider working while having their own family, while raising their own children. Because in the past, if you get married, you know, you have to take care of your husband and your kids and have babies and so on. You shouldn't be considering a career in corporate life or whatever, right? So I was able to encourage women, young women. I was able also to encourage men to help them raise their kids and not leave everything to the wives. And also, you know, that piece, it really put a smile on my face, because basically, like, you know, I'm reading in front of me, when I left that role, they actually gave me a dedication with all their pictures, including the locals, including everyone, because my team was really huge, more than 200 individuals. And basically they said, for being that leader that inspired us towards excellence, and also to always try to be better than our best. So your hard work and dedication made us to who we are today. So that really gave me a lot of not just sort of, I did that, I made the right decision, but also some comfort, and also I tell myself I made the right